Mr. Brisco, as normal, you're sideways.
No, you're sideways.
No, I'm not. What are you? You had some Oklahoma special magic. What are you doing? The other one. There you go.
Nice.
Hey.
This just blows me away, Nikita.
Yeah.
Man, you got into a ring. I mean, in a packed arena full of people.
A TV match, John. His first match was a TV match, right?
Yeah, on television. Having never been in a ring before, right?
They showed you some stuff in the dressing room.
Yes. How to tie? Here's how you tie up. Here's how you tie up. And you know, you're gonna do this. Now, you guys probably know the guy that I debuted against back in those days. He wrestled as Bret Hart, not the Hitman, but he went on to become Barry Horowitz. You guys probably know that,
Of course.
Winless Jack Hart.
Yeah, and 25 years later, I ran into Barry and I said, "Hey, Barry, I'd never asked you this question, but I'm curious. You know, you were my debut in wrestling. Did they happen to let you know the fact that I'd never been in the ring before?" And he's like, nope, they left that bit of information out. I go, well, fortunately, you survived to talk about it. So
yeah, that's just amazing, especially after the career that you went on to have after that. But you mentioned a couple of guys that you made tremendous road trips with, and as the three of us know, that's where you really learn. And you were in the Carolinas in those road trips. I mean, I went up and down. Man, those road trips were brutal. But the great thing about them was after the matches were over, you got to sit in that car and gain all that knowledge. And you were two wonderful guys, Uncle Ivan and Don Cornoodle. I read or heard somewhere. Those two guys who just have the knowledge that that they enjoy passing along.
Well, I did, and so that's the fortunate part, because probably the next question you might ask, or it's like, man, how did you learn? I mean, if you had no training, no professional training, no amateur wrestling background, how'd you do it? So from that debut that night in Raleigh, and you're right, Jerry. I mean, back in those days, I mean, you could easily wrestle 7 nights a week, and we did. I mean, every night of the week, and then what? To Don and Ivan's credit, I give so much credit to them, as well as a number of other guys. But initially, Don and Ivan, because we would then get to the towns 2 or 3 hours early. They would bump and thump all over the ring, I call it, teaching me the mechanics of wrestling. I'd continue to have a really short match, a minute or two maybe. And then they're the world tag team champions. So Uncle Ivan, my uncle, would sit in my corner. And then the nephew would sit the protege in their corner. I'd watch their match, eyeball it right there from ringside every night. He'd eyeball mine. And then to your point, Jerry, every night on the drive home, wherever we were going, we would then talk about old school psychology of wrestling. So mechanics before the match, psychology after the match, discuss what they did in the ring. And we did that for about 2 or 3 months. And fortunately for me, I like to say I feel like I've always been coachable and teachable, and just adapted to it rather quickly.
And you talk about a great teacher, Ivan Koloff. For those that don't know, he was the 3rd WWF champion. He's the one that took the title off San Martino.